Then we have the Coastal-Burwood Community Board. So can I welcome Kelly Barber to the table? Welcome.
Thank you, Leanne. Councillors, Dawn and staff. I'm joined today by Chris Turner from our government staff. Got that photo up there?
I just need them to look back in.
So I'll just crack on anyway. There's just a couple of community board decisions under delegation that I'd like to sort of highlight that are on their way. We're starting the process with approving the public notification for the intention to grant a ground lease to the Christchurch Archery Club, who are looking to build a bigger building in Rafidi Domain. It looks really positive. They're going to be expanding the building and able to host bigger events in the future. We've also got the New Brighton Surf Club beginning their process of expanding their building, their new building, which is also very exciting. Just in terms of other highlights, come out if you got the next slide. So we have Haipuna Taimoana progressing really well. DCL are doing a great job there, and we have a blessing ceremony coming up on March the 6th, so not too far away from completion there. Next slide. On Waitangi Day, we had the I Love New Brighton celebration, which was really big in the community, extremely well attended, from sort of 11 till 3. It was hosted by James Daniels, our City Councillor, who has some experience behind the microphone. Yeah, a really positive day. Lots of different activities for families to do. They had an active zone where people were able to participate in archery, and the community board was there in force, just consulting with the community on things that they want to talk about, and as we sort of form our ongoing long-term plan. The event was opened with a kapa haka to recognise and celebrate Waitangi Day, which was really well done. Yeah, so we've also had some other events in the community. I don't know whether you're aware, but the Coast to Coast was held last weekend. It finishes in New Brighton, and has been a fantastic addition to the community. It's a great event. It brings like thousands of people into the area. There's about 1,000 people competing, and they have with them a couple of thousand people as support crew. It was a fantastic day. Obviously, it was a bit of a tough year, so this is a picture of the women's one-day winner, Corinne O'Donnell, finishing, and the previous slide was Sam Clark, who won the race for the 4th time. The fantastic thing about this is, as the streetscaping is done in Brighton and the hot pools are done, you know, people will be able to do the event and then stay in Brighton and bathe in the hot pools and enjoy the area, which is what we want to see more of in Brighton as the place is regenerated further and further. So I think that's about it, really. You wanted me to talk about my involvement? Yeah, so Coast to Coast has been a bit of a thing of mine for the last 20 odd years. I sort of took it on when I was 34. I'm now 55. I've done it 16 times. I go back every year for the challenge. It's been a wonderful, wonderful thing for me and for my friends. It's a great sort of celebration of New Zealand because you cross it from one side to the other. I know, James, you've done it a few times yourself, 3 times. It's a bit of a rite of passage for a lot of people. I think some of the other councillors have done it as well. But it's a fantastic event for New Brighton. It's sponsored by Kathmandu, a great company that started in New Zealand. The event is growing. It's getting more and more international interest, and that focuses in on New Brighton at the end of the day. So fantastic showcase for our country, our city, and our area. So, you go.
Thank you very much, and congratulations for another participant role that you play there. Thank you. And also James. Mike.
Thank you. I'm also fortunate enough to have done the Coast to Coast, but I'd just like to mention that leading up to the Coast to Coast, I read a really good book called Conquering the Coast to Coast by someone called Kelly Barber. Fantastic book, so anyone thinking of doing the Coast to Coast, I recommend buying it and having a read of it.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, Andrew.
Thank you, and thanks very much indeed for a full report and a great presentation. Paragraph 5.1 in your report represents a piece of good news, the opening of He Puna Moana, the New Brighton hot saltwater pools. Obviously, expectations are high around the role that this particular facility is going to play in the overall regeneration of New Brighton and, in fact, the east of the city. What feedback loop or monitoring or reporting has the board got in place, or would the board like to get in place, to make sure that this investment, this facility, is having the catalyst effect, the regeneration effect, the activity driver effect that we want to see? Because, of course, with the investment, it's vital that we get the effects from this project that we're hoping to see.
Well, I guess we'd really like to see that it is first affordable, and that the access to it is it's not prohibitive to families. And I think we'll hear more over the sort of coming months about the pricing. I would hope that that would be forefront in everybody's mind, that it has to be accessible for the locals. I think it would be great if the city was to feature that area for the future, because there are more and more things for people to enjoy down in Brighton, with the library and the pier and the place being constantly improved by the council, which we're very grateful for. I think there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of talk about it, and I guess we can be helped by considerations for parking, because if the visitor numbers end up being like the projections that I've seen, parking might be an issue. It was kind of interesting at the Coast to Coast, because there was a lot of cars in town. There's some big car parks there that are often empty, and they were absolutely packed. But I think that parking might be an issue in future.
Is that, in terms of the fees and charges, you like the concept of a local discount?
Absolutely. I think there's, we've got quite a wide variety of, of incomes in the region, in the area, and I think that I certainly wouldn't like to see people who live in the area finding it really difficult to actually go there, so because of the cost. If you look at Hamner Springs, I don't know whether you guys are aware, I just saw the prices recently. It's $35 for an adult to have a swim at the Hamner pools. I mean, amazing facility, but that, when I think of, the cost of petrol for people to go up there, it might not affect a lot of people, but there are some people who would definitely find that really difficult to do. And I would hate to see that in our city, that we'd have a gem like the pools in a suburb, and the locals were sort of staying away because of cost. So,
part of it's for an attraction though. So, do you think perhaps that a bigger discount might apply in off-peak hours? A bit like the buses. Like over 65, you've got a no off-peak, and maybe a family discount on the off-peak.
Well, I think that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah, I guess it's a clear understanding, I suppose, with your community of what the facility is, because you've got QE2, which is the community pool. By all intents and purposes, is a community pool. But my understanding with the hot pools was that it was put to be a draw card for the city as well. So, we've got, every pool loses money and costs us, but they are an asset to our future, with children learning to swim and being comfortable with water. But does the community see it as a community facility, or an SE. I'm not quite sure. I'm a bit confused about where we
Yeah,
started.
but that's why I raised the issue of whether there's off-peak hour approach is one that could be adopted, which gives locals a chance that perhaps doesn't intervene with the attraction side of the pool.
Well, one
But
would
as
hope-
I think we've said many times around this table, and certainly I've spent a number of years as the MP for the area saying exactly the same thing. What happens on the waterfront isn't the end of the matter, it's what happens across the road. Because the pier attracts thousands of people every single summer in particular, but across the year there are a significant number of people that are drawn to the pier, but that doesn't translate into people walking across the road. And there's a reason for that, and that's why the investment on the other side of the road is core critical to the success of New Brighton. Yanni, just a very quick question.
It's really good to see under 8.2 the Shirley Boys High School QE2 community project update, but I just wanted to wondering for those of us who are on the hearing panel of QE2, if we could just get a little bit more information about what was proposed and whether there's any decision making that comes to council or whether it goes back to the community board. But don't need an answer now, but it would be quite good to just circulate that around, because I think we were quite excited when we did the hearing around the master plan to see that local work happening in terms of using the schools, but it'd just be good to get some more information.
I'll move receipt of the, sorry. Okay, and I'll just speak to that. And the point, and the thing is that we've set what we believe are 5 priorities for the community board in our plan, and we're out consulting we did some last week at I Love New Brighton, and we're doing it at some more events in the very near future. So that's something that I think we should put on the table here.
Lovely.
So I move.
Yep.
Move it. So it's been moved and seconded. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.